Our next inductee has a special relationship with the number 0. After all, she pitched 54 shutouts during her career as a goalkeeper for the University of Massachusetts field hockey team. She backstopped an NCAA finalist and then went on to spend 15 years in the national team, made 2 Olympic teams, and picked up a number of national honors, including a 2-time Player of the Year and a USA Field Hockey Hall of Famer. Then she came back and won 100 games as the head coach of the Minutewomen. And she, you might not know this about her, also called a few field hockey games on the internet with yours truly and did a darn good job as well. Please welcome Patty Shea.
Thank you, Adam. Sorry, I have to have notes. When I emailed Jason. He told me that I only had 5 minutes to speak. Well, little did he know that I can't even introduce my entire family in 5 minutes. So I'm going to take a little bit longer of your time. I promise it won't be too long. If you need to get some more wine, feel free to do it. Okay, I first want to thank Trigger Burke for his generosity, okay, and his wisdom for reviving the UMass Athletics Hall of Fame. The storied history of and remarkable accomplishments of UMass Athletics had laid dormant way too long. And his willingness to step up, for UMass and to put the exceptional athletic achievements back into the spotlight is to be commended. So I thank you very much for that, Trigger. I would like to thank Athletic Director Ryan Bamford and the entire UMass Athletic Hall of Fame committee. Ryan, Jason Germain, Russ Yarworth, Angela McMahon, Pam Hickson, Kari Mitchell-Samuel, Rebecca Spencer, Nancy Buffone, Bob Goodhue, and Shelley Perdomo. Thank you for, first of all, not throwing my information in the circular file, so I really appreciate that. But thank you for making this evening a possibility and a tremendous, unforgettable evening for us all. I would like to congratulate my fellow inductees who I share on the stage today with. Jim, Ken, Kelly, Wendy. It's truly an honor being inducted with you all. You're very deserving and truly represent the excellence that exemplifies UMass Athletics. Congratulations and thank you. I also need to thank my beautiful wife, Christy, who is there for me each and every day. What you have been through and how you have persevered personally and professionally is an inspiration to me each and every day. You keep me honest, you make me laugh, and you always find a way to put me first. I don't know why, but you always do. I have been blessed to have your love and cannot thank you enough for your tireless efforts to make this night so special and memorable. Thank you very much. I would like to thank my other professional colleagues for being here. My colleagues from Campus Recreation. Now, what a lot of you don't know is it's homecoming weekend. It's a pretty big weekend on campus. It's probably one of the most and the busiest weekends for us. So they have taken the time out of their busy schedules to come and celebrate this achievement with me. Okay, this is one thing that I very, very truly appreciate, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. I stand here basically in awe of those who have come before me and those that will follow me. It seems bigger than me. I think back on all the coaches, administrators, teammates, opponents, friends, family, and this moment is extremely overwhelming for me right now. I'm here accepting this prestigious honor because of others. There has been family, coaches, teammates, opponents, and friends that have believed in me and pushed me beyond my limits to achieve excellence. For myself, it all starts with an incredibly loving and supportive family. I was blessed to have grown up with the most amazing, hardworking, selfless, loving parents, 8 incredible brothers, and 2 amazing sisters. I am honored to have my older sister here, Mary, her husband, George, and their beautiful daughter, Lauren, with me here to represent my family and celebrate. My mother was my first coach. My father was my first counselor. Yes, it was my mom who gave me my competitive drive. Mom challenged us and never let us settle for anything but our best effort. She loved sports and would have every single television and radio on in the house listening to any game that was on. She taught us teamwork and that failure was not an end, but another route towards success. In our family, you had to know the game plan, you had to know your role, and you had to be able to execute, or you were left behind, and you missed your line in the bathroom. So I just want to share a quick story with you to let you know, okay, at which point my mother knew that she had lost me to sports and my love of competition. Now, I remember this story happening when I was 3 or 4. My sister will probably tell you it happened last year, but that's not true. Okay, it was Easter Sunday. I was 3 or 4 years old, and I was all dressed up in my Easter dress. White tights, patent leather, white buckle shoes, and of course my Easter bonnet. Well, we had just finished eating a wonderful meal, and I told my mom I was headed out to play with my brothers. My mother reluctantly agreed to let me go, but only if I promised not to get dirty and scuff up my patent leather shoes. Well, the next thing I knew, I see my mother looking out the window watching me play basketball in the driveway with my brothers. It was not the playing basketball that concerned her. It was the Easter dress tucked it so nicely into my tights so that I could dribble and drive the hoop. That concerned her the most. Yep, that's when my mom knew she had lost me. My father is my hero, the hardest working man I ever met. He would be gone most mornings at 5 a.m., and he would come home for family dinners and then go back to work. Also that his family was provided for and that they would have everything that they needed to be successful. He was quick-witted, gentle, compassionate, patient, and could make friends with anybody he talked to and talk about anything. I miss him every moment, and I know that he would be very proud of this moment. With such a large family, my parents made sure we all understood that it was not about me, but it was about we. They always sacrificed for us and made sure that each of us understood that we needed to be able to laugh at ourselves and with ourselves, to be able to do whatever we were asked, to pay attention to the details, to always put others first, and most importantly, be respectful of all. I did not start playing field hockey until I was in high school. My neighbor talked me into it. She was on the team. They needed a goalie. She said it was just like playing ice hockey. Boy, was I gullible. And then she talked me into playing goalie. So I did that, and I also played it because it was the only sport you could play in high school and still be in the marching band. Yeah, I'm proud to admit I was a bandy. Okay? But the band were state champions. All the cool kids are in the band. So it was my senior year, which at this point I had absolutely no thought of going to school. It had never crossed my mind, and it never ever crossed my mind that I could continue to play my sport at a higher level. Well, that's when head field hockey coach from the University of Massachusetts, Pam Hickson, called me. When she called me, we all thought she had the wrong number. Obviously, she had not researched my high school career at all. Pam, I really don't know what you were thinking or what you were doing, and obviously Frank McInerney, who was the AD at the time, had no idea how you were running your program. Because recruiting a goalkeeper from a high school program that had never won a game in 4 years of competition should have surely cost you your job. Okay? I would not recommend that recruiting practice to anybody. Christy, stay away from it. Okay? Tell them to stay away. Okay. So, her only saving grace was that back then, we could actually visit the school and practice with the team that was recruiting us. So, if I was really that bad, she could send me right home on the Peter Pan bus and throw my number away and never talk to me again. Okay? But on that first phone call, I knew that this was the person I wanted to, and had to play for. When I chose UMass, I was not really sure what to expect. But I was honored to have two of my greatest mentors come into my life. I played for the greatest field hockey lacrosse coach, Pam Hickson, and was totally terrified of the greatest softball and volleyball coach, Elaine Sortino. You see, when I was recruited, and back then, when you signed up to play for Pam, you also got a lane, because they shared the same office, doing 4 sports with 1 phone line. So, and with Pam, what you saw was what you got. With Elaine, she had the demeanor that made you, let's just say, proceed with caution. But once you understood her, and understood that her bark was much bigger than her bite, she was just an old softie at heart. All I knew was there were 2 women who cared deeply and led by example. They taught me all about competing, leading, and winning, both on and off the playing fields. I miss Elaine each and every day, but her wisdom and spirit is in everything that I do. I remember getting here and being completely overwhelmed and calling my mother and telling her that I couldn't do this. She calmly said to me that I had been given a gift, the chance of an outstanding education, along with the opportunity to compete athletically at the highest level. She continued to explain to me that with this gift came both commitment and responsibility, and that there were numerous people who did not even know me who believed in me, and that it was time that I started believing in myself. That was the first time I truly realized I was at a special place, and UMass believed in me before I believed in myself. UMass and UMass Athletics took a chance and rolled the dice on a kid who really had no business being here. Pam, I cannot thank you enough for picking up the phone and making the call. That call and you truly changed my life. Thank you. My goal as a student athlete was very simple. All I wanted to do was try to be better for my teammates, coaches, and UMass every single day. To think of where it's brought me is pretty cool, though. Because of UMass Athletics, UMass, and all the incredible people who believed in me and gave me a chance, I have been able to achieve some improbable things. Competing in AIAW championships, and then the first ever women's NCAA championship. Yes, Pam, I do still see that ball soaring over my shoulder. Every single night, it still haunts me. Sorry. Competing in national championships, having the opportunity to represent UMass and my country on the world stage. I've traveled around the world about 7 times, met 3 presidents, competed in 2 Olympiads, and accumulated lifetimes of memories, stories, and friends from all over the world. But none of this would have ever been possible without UMass Athletics. And I could never, ever begin to repay back what UMass and UMass Athletics has given to me. The only thing I try to do each and every day is pay it forward and make things better for those who are to follow. Thank you to the University of Massachusetts, my coaches, my teammates, my professors, and my colleagues. This is an overwhelming honor to be recognized in this way, but one that plainly should be shared with all those who stood by me over all those years, making every accomplishment possible and the journey a sheer pleasure. Today I am humbled to be joining such an elite group of great players, administrators, and coaches who defined UMass Athletics. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a role model, for lending me a hand, for mentoring me as I matured, and for igniting the passion and a dream within. I pay my respects to the 128 members of the Hall of Fame and to everyone that has been a part of UMass Athletics. All of these individuals are stars, and together they form the galaxy of UMass Athletics. I have heard it said before that there are days in your life that are so good, it's as if we've just been handed a piece of heaven. For me, my family, my friends, today is one of those days. I won't waste it, nor will I soon forget it. Thank you very much.